On this Ask Katrina, the question is, Katrina, how do I create my executive brand? I love this question. I'm so excited this question got asked. If you listened to the vlog a couple of weeks ago, you know, I alluded to the fact that it was a different story and that maybe someone would ask the question. And here we are, someone has asked the question, so let's dive into it. How do you create your executive brand? Well, it's a great question. The first thing that I would tell you, and there's a stepwise process to this in case you didn't know, because there always is, right? I try to break it down and make these things logical and doable, quite frankly. And so the first thing is to understand what your current brand is. And we tackled that a few weeks ago. So if you didn't check out that video blog, go check it out to learn about your current brand. But then the next thing that you want to understand is if you're a high performer, a high achiever, and you're known as the person that goes and does and has the answers and solves the problems, and you still want to maintain that, then that has to carry forward into your high performing executive brand. And that's fine. But what we have to understand is that an executive brand and a management brand are different because the functions that you do in both of those roles are different, right? And some of the things that we do differently as an executive is that we focus on strategy. We focus on long-term goals. We focus on the vision that we have for the organization. And we're planning for things 3, 4, 5 years down the road versus managers focus on solving the problems in the current month and the current year. Short-term problems, whereas executives focus on long-term vision and opportunities, okay? And so what you have to do in order to create your executive brand is number one, understand your current brand. Number two, understand the differences between what you are doing in each of those roles, right? So how am I going to carry over my current brand into the executive role at the same time, shifting what that is because I'm not still doing the same functions. I'm focused on opportunities, not problems. I'm focusing on negotiations and influence, not just leading by example, right? I'm focused on a lot of different things. I'm focused on executive leadership. And so what you have to then understand is what are the key things that I have to do in my executive leadership that therefore is going to be part of my brand. That's the key. The way that you create your executive brand is you understand what adds value to the organization at the executive level. What does a company want from you? Then, how do you do it? What's your spin on it? What's your way of doing it? What are the things that only you can do? Your gifts that you have, because we all have them. How do you take the gifts that you were already using very effectively in the management role and pivot and you use them in the executive role to create your brand? That's really it. Now, I know that right now I'm talking high level and it's sort of vague. And you're like, Katrina, you're not giving me any tangible things. I promise I am. But the key that you have to understand is I can only teach you the theory of creating your executive brand. There are steps that we have to walk through together to get you there. And those steps are understanding your current brand, understanding what the company needs and wants from you at the executive level, and then 3, understanding how you're going to put your spin on it and make it yours. That's how you ultimately create your high executive brand. Now, are there sub actions inside of that? Yeah, and that's what I'm alluding to. There are definitely sub things that you must do. So if you're interested in creating your executive brand, we have a program that very specifically helps you with that, right? From creating it to then strengthening it. So whether you need to create it or you need to strengthen your brand, either way, we've got you. It's called The Executive Way. It's a program that we have here at Legend Leaders. And we would love to have you come participate in it. If that's not for you, that's okay. The point is this. What's your current brand? How do people see you? What are you known for? 2, what does a company value? What does a company expect from you? Go find out. Go ask the questions. Go seek to understand, right? And then number 3, once you understand what the company wants from you and how they want it, put your spin on it. That's how you create your executive brand. If you want more help, we're here to help. But if you've got it, go do it. The point is that we want to see you succeed. That's what matters.